Marco Krattiger joined us for the live stream. And a warm welcome and many, many thanks that you took the time in the hotel between your day. I think it's 1 p.m. your time. And first of all, hello, how are you? And how nice is it you to see you from the hotel room, but you are not locked into the hotel room like last time, right?
Hey everybody, yeah, thanks, I'm good, and it definitely feels better to be playing than just watching from the hotel room.
You gone into the second round and lost against the Italian guys, but second round in the first tournament, so to say, this year after this whole Corona part on the on the World Tour stage. I think it's a good result, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty after the game we had against the Italians. I think we had to to win that game, but or we had of course also just to win the set, but yeah, they were better on that day. They played a bit smarter than we did, and yeah, I'm still happy with the 4 victories we had last week. So now the focus already has shifted to the next one.
So you played again against Carambula Rossi, which in the end made it to the semi-final, when I'm not wrong.
To the quarterfinal Italians.
They lost against the Qatari team,
Yes.
right? Tomorrow, or for you, I think you start in the main draw in the next tournament, right?
No,
So Friday is your game.
start in the qualifier.
Yeah, okay. Then sorry, my bad. So today is your day off, so to say, but tomorrow you are back in the qualification and then have a full day full of games, right?
Yeah, as we had a break, I think on Sunday because till Saturday, or I don't know. We just practiced yesterday. We practiced gym and sand, and today only sand, and tomorrow we'll start.
The day off, so to say, isn't a day off. So you already had practice, and how is your day look like until you now prepare for the qualification? And another question, because this is also a good outlook, the qualification games, if this is this a draw or is it depending on the entry points? So do you know already know who you play again will play against?
Based to the seeding points or to the seeding points, but we don't know yet. I actually don't know how our ranking has changed after last week's result. I may have dropped a good result, but
we gained 70 points.
We gained 70 points? Okay, Flo just said we gained 70 points. I don't know if that will put us up more. I think we'll stay around the same area as we were last week.
Okay, but the good thing is that you think about the last qualification with a positive mindset, so everything is set up to have a new good tournament.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's always kind of weird when you're in the middle of the tournament, you've qualified, you play well, but then you start like in the qualification again. It's starting really from the bottom again.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit different when you have you don't need to travel and have a back-to-back tournament, right? So before to also start the recap of the last tournament, how is the whole situation? I think in Doha also everyone was have been, so to say, locked in a hotel, and you only have the possibility to go out on the certain areas. But this time it's 3 weeks in a row, and how is the day or the bubble, so to say, looks like. I saw for sure nice views from the sea with the blue water. Also looks good in the live stream. But you also have the gym is outside, or is it organized?
Actually, I've almost uh, 3/4 or maybe two, or hotel is just locked for the players and the staff. And yeah, it's really nice. We unfortunately have the sea view. We have the it's still pretty nice. And yeah, the gym. There are 4 gyms, one inside, and 3 are actually based outside. So that's quite nice. We can still move outside. Compared to Doha, we don't need to take any shuttles because everything's closed. We have one restaurant where we have where it's just like they serve you. Then we have like it's international food. Then we have one which is Italian food and one which is Mexican food. So yeah, that the setup is really nice. It's really really good.
Okay, and before the event, it was have not been clear if it's possible, if you are allowed to go into the water.
Yes. So if you arrive, you have to. If you come here, you have to. You bring a test which is not older than 72 hours prior to arrival here, a negative PCR test. Then directly here to enter the bubble, you take another PCR test, and you have to stay in the hotel room until you get the result. After you got the result, after 4 days, you will make an antigen test, and if test one is negative as well, you're allowed to move a bit more freely around the hotel. So before that antigen test comes out negative, you're only allowed to go outside your room to eat or to train, or maybe to a meeting with the coach. But other than that, you're not allowed to sit at the pool or outside or whatever. And after you've passed that antigen test, you're allowed to swim in the sea during service, and you're not allowed to like see other people that are on the beach. So you have to stay away from them. And you're also allowed to go to the pool that we have here. So there's a lot of rules, but it's also important because it keeps.
Yeah, but in the end, it sounds good. If everyone follow the rules, you can at least have something to relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, this is room service.
And
Oh no, it's not room service.
oh, something not that something happened. We also saw the news on the FIVB page today that the new arrivals are tested positive, so everyone is separated if they don't have a negative test. So let's keep fingers crossed that the tournament can go on and no one else get infected.
Yeah, I'm quite how can I say, positive is maybe not the right word, but I have good feelings that it will continue anyways, because those were new arrivals which never have entered or the bubble. Like they entered the bubble, but they never were walking around here. So we all still should be safe. But also, I had yesterday an antigen test, my second one, which was negative as well. So I'm feeling good for now.
Yeah, I can. I think you are very happy after the Doha event to have a good negative test.
Yeah.
So yeah. Marco, to have a little of recap of the last tournament, you already told me that after you have been eliminated, you not watched too much games, but I think in terms of a recap, I just show in parallel the web page. So I think one of the when you start on the women's side, I think one of the big surprises have been the German team Laboureur Tillmann, which have been set up together or come together due to the entry points, which put them on directly into the main draw. And then, surprisingly, they finished with a fourth place after epic battle against Melissa and Sarah Pavan from Canada. So, did you recognize this game at maybe at least at the final days?
Yeah, I saw a part of their games against the Swiss. I think they played against Hüberli and Bitchard.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me it's not a I mean it's still a surprise, but like you can kind of explain it, I think, because they're both really good players, of course. It's less physical if you split block than if you have to run every time. And as there are very windy conditions, I think the chance of an underdog, which has really good ball control, is bigger than if there's no wind. So yeah, I think it is still a surprise, but I'm not like I did not expect them to do that well, but I expected them to do.
Okay, that's good. And because we have been in contact with Chantal, I already got a short statement from her, which I now play back. And like you said, the wind have been a good part of their game. And I just try to play it back. I don't know. I think you will not hear it. It's in German. I translate it later. But that was Chantal Laboreur's quote.
Ein lachendes und ein weinendes Auge, aber eigentlich nur ein halbes weinendes und eher eineinhalb lachende Augen. Nee, also insgesamt können wir natürlich mega, mega zufrieden sein über das ganze Turnier. Ich glaube, wir haben bis aufs Halbfinale sehr, sehr gut gespielt. Hat echt mega Bock gemacht und ja, wer hätte das gedacht am Anfang des Turniers, dass wir hier ins Halbfinale kommen. Schlüssel zum Erfolg. Gute Frage. Nee, Quatsch. Also alles kann ich natürlich nicht verraten, aber wir haben es meistens geschafft, sehr wenige Eigenfehler zu machen. Und das war auf jeden Fall sehr hilfreich. Und wir haben in diesem Wind, der hier ja doch ist, glaube ich, für uns sehr gut nutzen können.
She said they perfectly used the wind and good things which she is not allowed to tell us since there are still in the next tournament they play together again, but they are very surprised and accept the semi-final where they lost against Agata Duda after an epic battle in the first set, 35 to 37. So I would not call it a bad game. It was just bad luck maybe in the end. The final have been also a great game against Evan and Melissa, so Sarah and Melissa against Talita and Tayana. And this was a surprise that Talita and Tayana, which are not an official team anymore, since Talita plays with Maria Antonelli. They teamed up because Maria had a little injury and was not able to play, but they also played very good and won the tournament. So did you watch the final of the women's final?
Yeah, I saw, I think everything then the start of the first, except the start of the first set.
Yeah, I think the third set was also enough to watch because it was also really close game, and in the end the Brazilians win. But I think if I saw it right, Tayana is back in the country quota in an hour, so that's the hard live on the World Tour. But you know what I'm talking about, so everyone is on the same chair. Yeah, and then to close this in terms of Olympic qualification points for the USA women, I got the information from my colleague in Cancun that everything stays the same except Stockman Kolinsky added 40 points on their race to catch Walsh Sweat, but it's still a big gap between the second and the third seed which are able to qualify for the Olympic Games. So, but now we're going to the men's tournament, and I bet you have watched a little bit more. How will the tournament look like in terms of teams which you haven't seen before? I think they're in Doha, not everyone played. So for me, it was a confirmation that the Czech guys have been good again. So what is their way to success? What they have since the last two events?
That's a tough question, I think, to answer, because I don't know what exactly they changed, but what I saw is that they have a really good setup always with pass and reception. So that definitely helps also in the wind if you have a very good ball control. And to me, it looks like they really sure of how they want to play, and they really managed well here in the wind, and also in Doha it was a bit windy, and they all the time had a really good position in attacking, and they were playing fast balls, but not not hard hits, but more fast balls, which are hard to defend not already on that point. And they have a good court vision, both of them. So I think their reception and setting is working really good.
Okay, that's thanks for the analytics, because for me it's hard to see what is different compared to the past. But good to see that it's possible that teams are able to get better and also get the good result of this. So, and I think the other team we need to talk about is Guto plays with Arthur, the new Brazilian team, and this team have been the best Brazilian team, which advanced to the round 3 and then lost against Mosorum. But the fun thing is that what I read in some newspapers is that they also live in one flat back home in Brazil, so they already know how to handle each other between the games. Also in other conditions. So have you watched a game of them? And to be honest, I haven't seen Arthur before. So what is a player which have already been on your scouting list, or how was your experience?
Actually, I didn't see any games. I saw that Arthur's I saw maybe 2 or 3 attacks, and it's always hard to tell, but he looked quite physical to me, and I just know Guto from the last couple of years, and he's just one of the best defenders that we have on the World Tour, to me. And I think also in these conditions he's someone that is digging balls that are already far away from his body and controlling a lot. So I think that is definitely a skill that helps him to play well in the wind.
I saw Elas Flüggen also playing really good. most of the games after Lars haven't been able to play in Doha and have been injured. So I think this is also from the German view a good thing to see them playing. But now coming back to you to explain a little bit the situation in terms of the possibility for the Olympic qualification. I think from a point ratio, you are a bit behind the 15 spots. So the goal is the Continental Cup. So this is a big goal to play to grab a Tokyo spot there, right?
Yes. So we still need Heidrich Gerson to qualify over the ranking, and that's of course everyone's goal. And we try to help them with kicking other teams, of course. Which we actually haven't managed so well. We should have won against Italy in round 2, but at least even Gonta, the other Swiss guys, could stop Pedlo Scheckter from qualifying. And yeah, so after, if they qualify over the ranking, it will be either Hausner Mitra or Flo and me who would get that potential spot if we get the spot. So it's a lot of if still.
Fingers crossed for this. And I think the Continental Cup will also be a great chance to be there. And I think in the end also the results on the World Tour count which team will take the spot in the end, right? You or the other team.
Yeah, this is document from Swiss Volley. I don't know everything by heart, but it says yeah, that at the end it's who makes the better results, and if that is not very clear, I think there are two other options, that the coaches decide or that we play a match against each other to see who gets that spot.
Okay, so maybe we have a do or die game in Start.
I think the chance is not so big, but yeah, it is possible.
Yeah, if it will happen, they must do it there.
Yeah, that would be actually not too bad as a place, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's better to have it not everything come down to one game, because then everything can happen. Yeah, and to finish the informations regarding the recap, in terms of Olympic qualification from the American men's team, this is still a hard fight. So I got the information that Jake and Taylor, which are on the first spot, added 40 points to their count, and Try and Trevor 80, and Phil and Nick, due to the fact that they got another good result, which have been better than instead of another one which counted before, they still now extended to 160 points. So after Doha and the first Cancun event, Phil and Nick are on the second spot for the US. And the hard thing is that Try and Trevor, after not need to do the country quota last week, must play the country quota today against, I think there are 4 teams, let me check, 14 teams in the country quota today. So that's also hard. So the good thing of your situation is that you don't need to play the country quota and then not even be able to play against the international teams on the qualification round, right?
Yeah, I'm quite happy that there are not more Swiss teams that have signed up, because yeah, country quota and then qualifier and then only start a real tournament is really tough, or must be really tough. I've never done it.
So we had an interview with Theo Brunner the last weeks, and he also said that it will be very tough, and in Cancun, because of back-to-back events, if you play good, you play Sunday, and then Monday you play Tuesday, and Wednesday you have the country quota already. What do you expect from the next tournament? So do you expect the same teams which played good the last time, including you, will stay as good, or do you think because now the conditions with the wind, I think the wind plays a big role, right?
Yeah.
So do you expect that it will change, or more or less will be the same?
Actually, this morning was a little bit less wind and it's more humid even, or it felt to me like a bit more. So I don't know how teams will handle it that played along. It's quite physical, and yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's also for us something new that we play in the same spot 3 weeks straight. So I'm also really looking forward to see how the teams like can adapt to the here and how they will improve or get worse. I don't know. It's really hard. I think for some teams that played in the semifinal and had a lot like a long way or had a long tournament, like for example Guto or the Austrians. It will be really tough to get back on that country quota or qualifier focus. Also for us, I think it's a big challenge to just get back to qualifying, which is already hard, and then play some more games in the main draw.
So Julien is able to join for the rest of the last 15 minutes, and I would say let me try to get him on board, and then we maybe get a last update and information, the latest information, what happened on the country quota.
All right.
Perfect. We have, like I told you, Marco is also here.
See. What's up, Marco?
Yeah.
Hey.
Was not sure your audio is there. Yeah, we because you have I already told Marco and the people that you have a busy day already. But to not waste time, you're directly coming from the country quota, or have you been on interviews?
No, I was doing some interviews this morning. Country quota was starting like 10 minutes. US played the first 2 matches. Then we have Brazil, 2 matches at 3, and then US again at 4. So that's the schedule for today, basically.
Yeah, I already announced your information regarding the Olympic qualification point, what changed for the US. So there are a lot of games for the US today in the country quota, right? 4 teams playing?
Yeah, they have 4 teams in the men. So two playoffs for the men, and with the winners of each match qualifying. And with the women will be the same as last week. There are 3 teams, so they play a first round at 2, which is Day and Hughes against Reeves and Cannon. And whoever wins plays sponsoring plays on the second round with the winner qualifying.
Okay, and then we will see if they make it out of the qualifier, what not have been the case last time for clay sponsor. And in terms of the Brazilian, Marco and me already talked about Guto and Arthur. They also must play the country quota again?
Yes, they play Pedro and Arthur again, just like they did last week. Last week was a really close match, 3 sets, and then they ended up having like a really good run in the tournament. So let's see how that plays out this time for them.
Okay. And in terms of the team, have you talked with them during the tournament? So what did they say? Have they been surprised about their strengths, or what did they told you?
Yeah, I mean, they were super excited. They've been playing well in Brazil. They even won one event of the Brazilian Tour a few months ago, I think. But they played some really big teams here. I mean, they played really well against Nick and Phil. Then they played really well against Jake and Taylor, too. They won both matches. So they're super excited, especially because for Arthur, I think this is just the second World Tour event. He played in a 1-star in Brazil 2 or 3 years ago. So everything is like so new to him. So they're super excited with such a good start. But unfortunately for them, they're back at the country court again, and anything can happen.
Yeah, we also talked about this. And then the Tayana and Talita are not playing together on this tournament because Tayana's partner is back. Is Maria Antonelli also back?
No. So Talita and Tayana will play all 3 events together here in Cancun. Talita is the one playing with Maria, but Maria, I think she had a minor injury, and she just returned to beach volleyball after becoming a mom last year. So I think she's still like building up her best fitness, and to play like three events consecutively here would probably be too much to her. So Talita just play with Tayana for these events. They've played together a couple of times before, so it's nothing really new to them. But they were like really surprising because again they beat some really good, like Tuto and Arthur. They beat Pavan this in the final. They beat the 2 Brazilian teams that will be at the Olympics. So it was a quite big tournament for them.
Yeah, and they looked happy when I watched the stream. Tayana, I told you before, it looks like Tayana was a little bit sad that you had no question for her, but you already corrected and told me that you indeed put one question on her. But Talita
I always have questions.
That's good. But yeah, and since Marco is also there, I think tomorrow qualification for all teams, you will follow it for us, Julia. And how do you? We already got the information from Marco that there are some rules, and you are able to go into the water or at least to the pool, and the foot is really good. So, do you agree from what Marco told, or can we discuss this here?
Yeah, I think like the setup has been good here. I think like even though we can't go anywhere, I think we have all we need here inside the bubble with like I think for the players like weight rooms, training courts, I think everything is good. The food is good, the rooms are good. We're like really inside the event, so there's like no moving around whatsoever. So I think for the first week it's been working well. Hopefully it stays the same way until the end.
And Marco, for the end, so how is the situation with the food? And so is it served the whole day? So you can everything you can adapt to your schedule, or is it that there are times where you have to be there? So how is it? We don't know it. We never played.
I don't know the exact times, but you can get breakfast until 11, and from 12 there is lunch, and I think lunch is until 3:30 or something, and from 6 there is dinner, but during the afternoon you can also get tacos at the pool. So we're
right.
yeah, we're quite in a good setup here.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know why they do the games also.
I've been going to hours every day, and like every time there was food there, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, and we enjoy the camera view from the center court when the blue sea is in the background. That's always nice, and it's good that all the games are streamed live. So Marco, we can watch all your games, and I think this is a big advantage of the whole COVID part, that the live stream get better and better, and we get more of them. Yeah, and I think because then we close. Julian, I also passed this question to Marco. What do you expect from the now starting tournament? So do you think the teams which have been good in the wind will stay as good, or will it be in the situation that teams which played bad last week will adapt now?
Yeah, I think we could see some growth from some teams that haven't played for a long time. I mean, even like Norway that won the men's tournament, they hadn't played since the World Tour Finals, basically in Rome. I think they played the European Championship last year, but it was basically a one-off. So I think there's this part of let's just getting better rhythm, and also the wind, as you said, everybody's talking about the wind here. It's so strong and difficult to play, and I think some teams that struggled a little bit with that this week could get better for the second one. I think that's what everyone's expecting actually after with more time and more reps to get better.
Yeah, Marco, how is it? Do you also saw during the practice the teams which are already qualified in the main draw? Are the most teams also practicing today, or do you see more or less only the qualification teams today?
Ooh, that's a tough question because I don't have the view on the practice courts. I have the view on the garden, as I said earlier, because there are actually two setups. So one is the competition courts, and there's limited space because there's now also the country quota. And there are the training courts which are a bit different from they're on another spot, so there's a bit different wind. But I guess they're all training, yes.
Yeah, I just came from the people were training everywhere. Even yesterday, after the final, after everything was closed, there were people training at center court. They just want to use all the time available. I think some teams that played yesterday might take the day off today because they had 4 or 5 days playing. But tomorrow, I think everybody will be back at it with full force.
Yeah, okay, but this sounds good. But Marco, in the end, you don't got the sea view yet. You got not the best view in Doha. Something went wrong with your room booking system on the World Tour, right?
Yeah, actually, it's the organizer that just picks it, I guess, randomly, or I don't know if main draw teams have the other view, or I don't know how it's done actually. But as I heard, it's not too bad being here on the other side because you get a lot of wind, so you can hear the waves and the wind
okay.
during the night. So actually, this spot is not too bad, I think.
That's
Yeah, but in general, we can again.
that's true.
Go ahead.
What he's saying, I can't confirm. Luckily, my room faces the ocean, and even like in the evening when you don't hear any other noise, you can hear the waves like all night long. I don't have a problem with that, but if someone's a light sleeper, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, then it's an advantage for you,
Yeah.
Marco. But in general, if the booking guy just listen to us, give a good hotel spot on Marco. Okay, yeah, then I don't want to catch you long enough. I think, Guilherme, if you can show us the view from your window at the end again, I would say thank you, and Marco, much success tomorrow with the qualification games.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining and helping me a little bit out. And Guilherme, great that you found the time in the busy times. So, and I think we will hopefully see us all soon. And Marco, hopefully we can make another special about Start later. And stay safe. Don't get the virus. And Guilherme, you can close
All right.
it.
Let me show you. So the view, as you asked.
to-
So they're playing already in the country
Yeah,
quarter.
please.
Unfortunately, like the palm trees are blocking a little bit, but
Yeah.
the men are
Now
playing on
here's
center
the-
court. Unfortunately, the palm trees get on the way, and right below here it's the women. So, yeah, matches are on already. By the end of the day, we will know who qualified.
Yeah, but you proved that it is very
Yeah,
loud.
I bet.
So Marco, you can sleep better, and yeah, and the garden view is also nice. Okay, then thank you all. Thanks for taking your time, and stay safe, and much success this week.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.